Okay, moving on to the predictive brain. So what's special about the predictive brain, as I said? Now, there's a big shift that the predictive brain made about our understanding of how all of our experience is developed. The old view of how the brain generates experience was that we take in experience from the world. So if you imagine that there's these things around us, and gradually, from the raw sensory data, the impressions on our skin, or the light on our retina, or the vibrations in our ears, or the molecules in our noses are interpreted into, are changed in electrical signals, which are then slowly build up our model of reality from the outside in. That might be the impression you have about how the mind works. Predictive processing flips this on its head and instead tells us that everything that we experience, our perceptions, our emotions, our embodied experiences, our thoughts, our relationships, everything that this moment is made out of, every level of abstraction is built up from within. We actually simulate it from within. We create this moment from within. So the mind becomes much more, the brain, the organism becomes much more active, much more creative than passive, much more generative. It's creating this experience based on past experience, based on what this moment ought to look like given what has been seen before. And so you can see how perception is driven by past experience with many of the illusions that scientists can now create. We're very good at making these because once you know how the perceptual system works, you can manipulate it and you can make illusions happen. You see many of these going viral online. So this is called the hollow mask illusion, and it's hollow, but what our perception does when we see the other side of this hollow mask, it actually flips it so that it doesn't look hollow anymore. And this is because what is done here is a manipulation of light and our experience with faces that gives rise to a prediction of what this looks like rather than what's actually there. What it should look like given our past experiences leads to a visual illusion. There's many, many examples of this. So you can see how past experience drives perception firsthand in many, many ways. Everything we perceive is a construction based on past experience. Now, why is this? Why does the brain do this? And the answer is that the brain faces a fundamental problem.